Population growth rate is the increase in a country's population during a period, reflecting the number of births and deaths during this time. In most of human history, the world population increased in a slow pace due to epidemics, starvation, and wars, resulting in a low population growth. The world experienced some major demographic changes over the next generation. Populations are growing faster than ever in Africa, and they are slowing in Asia, Japan, and Europe. Blue countries have growing population, red countries are reducing. Purple are growing slowly or not at all.
Parents tend to have larger families when they fear that many of their babies might die, when they need laborers to work on the family farm or business, and when they lack access to education and family planning. That way, the poorer the country is, the higher is the populational growth. The color shows the country's wealth. Blue is richest and yellow is poorest. We can say that the blue ones are in Europe and North America, and the poorest in Africa and some countries in Asia and South America.
Experience shows that three of the most successful strategies to reduce fertility rate return the people who have gathered access to primary health care and family planning services. Receive a basic education, especially girls and women. And three, have government service that help protect them when they are sick or unemployed. That way is very important to have living conditions to stop population growth. Our recent study tried to deduce the happiness around the world by measuring a range of indicators and Churchill receipts results. Some of the results are springs of health, political stability, economic quality, all seem to match with happiness. Again, the countries that give less conditions to be happy are the ones in Africa and some in Asia, while countries in North America, Europe, and Australia give the best conditions.
The birth and death rate. The decreasing of the birth rate in the first world countries is associated with the process of industrialization, urbanization, rising educational levels, women's participation in the workforce, and the disappearance of fatalistic attitude to birth and infant death. The birth rate in developed countries is generally lower because of the knowledge of contraceptive methods, better medical and economic conditions. While in developing countries the birth rate is generally higher over the lack of non-disclosure of contraceptive methods and the tendency to follow family and religious traditions. Underdeveloped countries have taken advantage of medical knowledge and public health in developed countries, reducing their mortality without having modernized their economies. Many developing countries have mortality rates and life expectancy at birth similar to those in Europe in 1915 and the economic levels. The main cause of mortality level is high, usually being age groups affected by food shortages, epidemics, poor sanitation, and personal hygiene, which, in turn, were closely linked to the lack of medical knowledge and low standards of living conditions.
With our researchers, we can conclude that what characterizes the underdeveloped countries as their population dynamics is the rapid drop in mortality occurred mainly after the Second World War without being accompanied by the decline in fertility that remains with high rates. And developed countries have a balance between the two rates, which are usually low. Most of the world's population growth is likely to continue to be in less developed countries. Asia will continue to hold the majority of the world's people, if Africa will gain a larger share than it has at present. The population of these regions would almost double by 2050, according to moderate projections. In 2050, close to 90% of the world population could live in countries currently considered less developed, compared with about 80% today.